Hello everyone, it's Rob, it's 26 Bond, it's another death and black metal extravaganza. Now before I go on, I think I was wearing this jumper last time, so you know I do have other clothes, it's just, well, stuff happens. I'm going to show you some of my new pickups and some classic bits from the torture chamber today, starting with a bit of Californian death doom metal. Do you want to see it? This is an original pressing of Autopsy. It's their second full-length release on Peaceville Records. This is Mental Funeral from 1991. God, the years are going far too quickly. Now, I do own this on the green vinyl, the Vomit green vinyl, but this one is on... This is the standard issue, which was issued on black vinyl, and obviously it has the white label with all of the tracks on, as you can see there. So it's got the same in a sleeve to it with the lyrics on the back, and I managed to pick this one up very, very cheaply. So it's a good addition to the collection. Now it's a classic album, this one. If you don't own it, this is definitely the album to start with Autopsy. Because it encompasses everything that's good about them. Slow, dirgy, there's fast bits, lyrically it's terrifying, the artwork's fantastic, great vocals, musicianship top notch as well, and it's just got a really eerie atmosphere about it. The drums sound like Chris Reifert's banging on crusty coffin lids. It's just fabulous. So that's one of the first pressings. As I say, it's not, well, it is the first pressing, it's the first UK pressing on Peaceville Records on black vinyl. There we go. Now another absolute cast iron classic I managed to pick up a copy of is Tomb of the Mutilated by Cannibal Corpse. This album's probably their most popular record, certainly the most well known. Released in '93 with the track Hammer Smashed Face, which is probably their most well-known track. It even got them to do an appearance in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, which is the old Jim Carrey movie. This is a UK pressing on Metal Blade, original pressing. Disgusting artwork. Notes there, nice pick of the band. Once again, there you go. Metal Blade Zorro 49 is the catalogue number. Made in England. They didn't include the lyrics with this one, and it's probably just as well because they're among the most disgusting, gruesome, terrifying death metal lyrics that you can look at. Often accused of being terribly misogynistic, which, well, they are really, it is what it is. But musicianship on this album is top notch. The bass playing of Alex Webster really is untouched, in my opinion, in most music. My top bass players are Steve Harris, Alex Webster and Geddy Lee from Rush, and you know, he's certainly up there with the best ever in my opinion. So this is Cannibal Corpse's third album. I believe CD reissues and the recent Back on Black issues have had the lyrics included, so if you want the lyrics, get that version. If you've got a lot of money to spend but want the original, like I always try to, don't always do, but try to, get this one here. This is sadly not a original. This is Darkthrone's second album and their first black metal opus. This is A Blaze in the Northern Sky. This is a reissue on Peaceville. One day I will re-own these again. Now I had all the original Mayhem, Darkthrone, Enslaved stuff, Emperor on Candlelight, all first presses. I remember I went into a record shop in Reading in Berkshire in England called Green River Records, named after the famous EP by Mudhoney, which were like a sub-pop grunge band, and they had De Mysteris Dom Satanas by Mayhem on the racks, DSP first pressing, the slightly lighter purple cover, and I bought it, and it was just thrown away years ago when I was about 15, 16. Along with many other death classics, so they're in a landfill somewhere. It's a shockingly terrible story, but there you go. I can't lie. So this is the reissue. liner notes from Nocturna Colto from 2009. Sounds pretty good. But you know what some of these reissues are like? They sort of miss that intangible something that first presses and real historical landmark releases get. But you know, they cost hundreds of pounds nowadays, and you know, who's got that to spend on a record? Particularly if you collect other bands and other genres as well. But this is a classic black metal album, fast, furious, and just grim. So try and pick that one up. That's very well worth picking up if you can get it. I got a package from Hell's Headbangers Records in Ohio the other day, and this was included on it. This is an old band called Insanity, and this is their Death After Death album, which was originally recorded in 91-92, and it's a collection of all their old demo tracks. Some of the members that played on the demos sadly don't play on these recordings because I think that few of them died. Two of them died, the drummer and the guitarist vocalist died. So, but it's fast, furious, death thrash, a little bit in the veins of Possessed. Nice packaging. Hell's Headbangers Records, their releases always look good. And it's on like a sort of swirly beer coloured vinyl. If you put it to the light, it's a bit lighter than that, but it's got a nice swirl to it. Good songs, good song structure, good playing, screechy vocals, blasphemous lyrics, and if you ever owned the death metal magazine that was produced in the 80s, in the early 90s, Jeff Walker was a poster of Carcass in it, and Jeff Walker was pretty much wearing that t-shirt there. I've always wondered what the band was. I could never quite make out the logo, but it's Insanity. There you go. So yeah, nice. Pick that one up if you like a little bit of historical death metal, something going back to the real demo days. Good sound quality, good tracks. That's Insanity, Death After Death. Now that reissue there does have a new cover because the original was pretty much what I just showed you with the logo. Didn't look quite as good as that, but I don't know, it doesn't have to look good, it's just sometimes it'd be better if you had what the original release had. I don't know, who knows. This is Dreadlord, my new favourite death doom metal band. Now I was really fortunate to pick this album up. This is Hymns for the Wicked. This is limited to only 500 wicked copies. This is their debut album, featuring The Chamber of Ghastly Sorrow. Ghastly Horror even, not sorrow. What am I talking about? Which is a fantastic track. Look at that artwork on the front there. Fabulous. Great packaging. I've actually put the vinyl there. Let me show you the vinyl. This just reminds me of Halloween. Look at that. Look at that. This is awesome, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic stuff. Features members of Acheron. It's just an absolutely brilliant death doom album. Great playing. Insert sheet with the lyrics on. Pete Slate is on guitar. And he has got some fucking wicked riffs. I have to say, I'm very impressed with this band. Oh, and it also comes with a poster, which I won't get out as well, but it's pretty much the front cover. So if you like a little bit of death doom, and you like, well, basically if you like quality heavy metal, let's forget about labels for a minute, you'll get into Dreadlord. I showed their Baron Blood 7-inch on my last video, and I was sporting this rather nice jumper which Pete made some fun of. So Pete, if you watch this video, this one's for you, buddy. And but there you go, check these guys out. This is quite hard to get hold of now. I believe it's all sold out. You can pick it up on CD, but they'll be releasing some new material, I believe, very soon. Dreadlord, awesome. I think I might play that actually when I've stopped talking to you guys. Who likes a little bit of classic stuff? I know I do. This is another record from the package that Hell's Headbangers sent me. This is the blue covered version of Inri by Sarcophago, the hugely influential Brazilian proto black metal band. Now if any band's image screams black metal, it should really be Sarcophago. That's the back cover. So this is a reissue. I think it's on Grey Haze Records, which is licensed from Cogumelo Records. It's nice packaging, this one. It's got an inner gatefold. It does come with the orange cover with a black vinyl, a blue cover with a black vinyl, like I've got here, or you can get an orange vinyl with the orange cover, or blue vinyl with the blue cover. I just got the black vinyl because I'm cheap. This is some more shots from the photo session, lyrics there, and the band looking very scary, and a very pixelated shot of the graveyard, which I presume was taken in Brazil. They have fantastic cemeteries out there, which really are like necropolises or cities of the dead. So there you go, Sarcophago, Imri. Some of the translations are brilliantly funny, because obviously English wasn't their first language, it was Portuguese, because this is a Brazilian band. But the playing is really good. I mean, in those days they wouldn't have had fantastic gear. Brazil, it was quite, well, it was a poor country then, and it's still quite poor now in places. So in terms of finding gear, finding metal to listen to, it must have been a struggle. So for these guys to actually produce something this influential with the limited resources that they had, well, you have to tip the hat. This influenced everyone from Mayhem on and on and on. I know Euronymous was incredibly influenced, particularly by the look of this band. He believed all black metal bands should look a little bit like these guys, which in turn looked a little bit like Destruction from Germany and people like that. So great, pick it up if you can. Now's the time to own it, because the first press of that, it just goes for silly money really. Just to end with another bit of quality Brazilian metal, Deathtome again. Apocalyptic Raids, Only Death Is Real. Now these guys, this is total Hellhammer, early Celtic Frost worship from Brazil. Really nice. This is a reissue of the album Only Death Is Real, which came out in the early noughties, I think actually in 2000. And if you're a fan of Hellhammer, fan of Celtic Frost, you're going to love it, because it's awesome. Comes on a superb scarlet red vinyl, which you've got to love. And the good thing with Hell's Headbangers, just going off on a tangent, they're poly-lined, not just paper. So your vinyl doesn't arrive all scuffed before you've opened it. Awesome. But yeah, if you're a huge fan of Hellhammer and early death black metal, these guys are really, really worth a listen. It's got all the death grunts in the right places, all the sort of punky black metal, heavy metal riffs. It's just fantastic. So a real nostalgia trip with these guys, and they've even got monikers. So we've got Gustavo Bello. He's called Adremelech, and he's Witch Hunts, Profanations, Swords and Axes. Leon Mansur, Necromaniac, Six String, Satanic Slaughter and Throat, Damnation. And A.A. Aguinaga, he's called Subumbra, and he's a rabid captor of sub-based Holocaust. But we knew that already, and if you listen to this, you'll find out why. So there you go, Apocalyptic Raids. Hope you've enjoyed today's instalment of Death Thrash Metal Mania. There's a lot of records I haven't yet shown. There's a lot more coming up, so bear with me for a few days and there'll be another episode from the Torture Chamber. Keep it real, guys. See you later, and keep the metal flowing.